SKOL Vikings, let's win this game.
Vikings fans, what a week it's been for this team. Addison was benched right before becoming a hero in London with a last-minute comeback win, and head coach Kevin O'Connell just got brutally honest about the absence of a $113 million star as tensions are heating up inside the offensive line room. J.J. McCarthy is on his way back? And wait until you hear about the bizarre emergency plan the Vikings had ready in London if things went south. Buckle up, because this one ends with chills. But before we dive into every detail of today's breakdown, real quick, let me say something. Hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it helps keep this purple community strong. Smash the like button too, because it tells YouTube to share this video with more Vikings fans around the world. And drop a comment, because Vikings Nation wants to hear from you. Man, what happened with Jordan Addison was one of those moments that splits opinions even inside Vikings Nation. The guy started the game against the Browns on the bench by a coach's decision, and nobody understood why until O'Connell explained it later. Addison had missed a walkthrough during the week. And yeah, for someone already under the spotlight, that was a huge wake-up call. To be honest, I get O'Connell's point. He's always preaching culture, accountability, discipline. The message was clear. No one is above the team's standards, not even a talent like Addison. He messed up, got punished, but once he hit the field, he showed exactly why he's so important. That late touchdown, with 3 straight catches on the final drive, was big-time stuff. The entire stadium erupted, the locker room exploded, and ironically, the guy who started the day benched finished it as the hero. But the real question is, how much patience does this staff have left? Addison already had that 140-mile-per-hour speeding case, then the suspension for reckless driving involving alcohol, and now this. It's like his talent and his maturity keep wrestling each other. O'Connell said he loves the kid, trusts him, but also reminded everyone that personal responsibility is non-negotiable. And when a coach says something like that, you can feel that something's being evaluated behind the scenes. Even Justin Jefferson spoke up, saying he needs to do more to help keep Addison's head straight. That hits different. When your offensive leader, the example for everyone, starts questioning himself as a mentor, it means the whole locker room feels the weight. Addison's at a crossroads. He could be the franchise's future, a wide receiver with a massive contract and national spotlight. But if he keeps putting himself in situations that test the team's trust, the conversation shifts. Talent doesn't cover everything, and the NFL is ruthless with off-field mistakes. Still, when you see what he did in that final drive, it's hard not to believe he can turn it around. Maybe O'Connell's tough love approach came at exactly the right time. Maybe this is the wake-up call he needed. Time will tell. Drop your take. Did Addison learn his lesson, or is the team still walking on thin ice with him? Because the next story shows O'Connell has plenty more to balance with other big names on this roster. Speaking of big names, Christian Darrisaw became a hot topic after that London win. The guy is simply one of the best left tackles in the league, signed that $113 million deal, yet O'Connell shocked everyone when he pulled him out in the fourth quarter with the game still on the line. Then came the explanation. It was part of the plan. According to the coach, Darrisaw is still working his way back from a serious knee injury, and they wanted to manage his snap count. He played every snap the week before against the Steelers, so this time they decided to hold him back. But honestly, watching the team fight to the end without its starting left tackle is nerve-wracking. And still, Darrisaw was a force. He practically neutralized Myles Garrett, one of the scariest pass rushers in football, allowing just 2 pressures all game. For a guy still regaining his rhythm, that's unreal. The O-line held up and Wentz led that 80-yard game-winning drive. Still, it's hard to ignore the warning signs. The line is patched together. Brian O'Neill remains sidelined with a knee issue, Ryan Kelly is stuck on the concussion list, and rookie Donovan Jackson is still trying to return from wrist surgery. It's a patchwork unit, and O'Connell knows that without a strong foundation up front, the offense suffers. The good news is that Darrisaw is using the bye week to reset and get back to full strength. The coach even praised his commitment and attitude, calling him a critical piece of the team. The message is clear. Protecting your franchise pieces comes first. And what really spices this up is J.J. McCarthy's impending return. The kid's almost back, and everyone knows how crucial solid protection is for a young quarterback. The Purple Faithful want to see the rookie shine, not run for his life. So this O-line has to be sharp, especially with the Eagles coming right after the break. To me, O'Connell's press conference said it all. Complete honesty, even a little humor, mixed with pride in his group. That balance of care and accountability builds culture. You can feel that this team, despite all the injuries, is maturing through adversity. The Purple Faithful can sense it. The fight is coming back. And next up, with McCarthy preparing to return, the whole tempo of this team could shift in a heartbeat. Now, the topic every fan's been waiting for, J.J. McCarthy. The kid is finally set to practice again, and honestly, the timing couldn't be better. This bye week is a gift. After missing 3 straight games, the plan is to ramp him up and get him ready for a possible return against the Eagles. And yeah, that changes everything. O'Connell sounded genuinely excited, saying McCarthy will stay in Minnesota during the break, working hard to regain control of the offense. He emphasized using this time to fine-tune mechanics and rhythm because the kid is hungry to play. To be real with you, that shows how competitive JJ is. Even while injured, he stayed involved, studying, attending meetings, doing the mental reps. He's not one of those players who vanished during rehab. O'Connell pointed that out, saying McCarthy's showing veteran-level maturity and that the ramp-up process will be careful but purposeful. And there's more. That win over the Browns gave the team massive momentum. Sitting at 3 wins and 2 losses keeps the Vikings alive in the NFC North, with the Lions and Packers both stumbling. The door's open. McCarthy's return right now could spark a real run. The team needs stability at quarterback, and the locker room trusts him. O'Connell said the focus is syncing the physical and mental, rebuilding lower body mechanics, calibrating timing, avoiding overexertion. The kid wants to go full speed, but the coach joked he might have to protect McCarthy from himself. He's that type of player, won't stop even if he's limping, and fans are feeling the anticipation. You can see it online. The Purple Faithful can't wait to see the future on the field. Pairing McCarthy with Jefferson and Addison could be electric as long as the line holds up. And with Wentz keeping things steady these past games, the team stayed competitive enough to give McCarthy the right window to come back. Most importantly, he seems to have matured while sidelined. And when a young player learns patience, preparation, and consistency, the growth is inevitable. So tell me, would you start JJ right away against the Eagles or give him another week to be 100%? Because what comes next shows where this team really stands in the playoff race, and the picture's a lot wilder than most think. Since we're talking about the future, let's check where this team stands in the NFC playoff picture. If the postseason started today, the Vikings would sneak in as the 7th seed. Sounds great, right? Not so fast, because that spot is anything but safe. One misstep and it's gone. And what's coming up is absolutely brutal. The team heads into the bye at 3 wins and 2 losses, tied with the Seahawks, Rams, and Commanders. The tiebreakers are keeping Minnesota afloat. But here's the catch. So far, they've faced one of the easiest schedules in the league. From here on out, it's pure chaos. According to strength of schedule rankings, the Vikings now share the toughest remaining slate in the NFL with the Giants. Right after the break, they face the Eagles, Chargers, and Lions, back-to-back-to-back. 2 on the road, 1 at home. Then come the Ravens, Packers, Seahawks, and Commanders. It's a test of endurance, physically and mentally. Honestly, this is the stretch that defines a season. If they survive it with more wins than losses, they can dream big. But if injuries and inconsistency persist, the playoff hopes could vanish in an instant. The main concern is still the offense, beaten up and inconsistent. The line's trying to rebuild chemistry, Wentz is playing through pain, and McCarthy's return comes right as they face one of the NFL's fiercest defenses in Philadelphia. That's pressure. But at the same time, it's the perfect chance to prove this group has guts. The bright side, the locker room is unified. The players are buying into O'Connell's message: culture, discipline, belief. The spirit of defend the North is back, and that matters more than stats. You can't measure belief in numbers. And here's the twist. The last 2 games of the season are at home, against the Packers and Lions inside US Bank Stadium. If they're still in the hunt by then, with the crowd roaring, anything can happen. We've seen that place become a fortress before. It's early to talk playoffs, but this is the moment the team defines itself. Balance, focus, heart, because what's next? That's goosebump stuff. Stick around, because the final story today shows just how creative this team can get even in the craziest situations, and it reveals a behind-the-scenes moment few people know about. And to wrap up this wild ride, check this out. The Vikings had a completely insane emergency plan in London. If Wentz and Brosmer both went down, the guy taking snaps would have been Cam Akers. Yep, the running back was set to play quarterback in an actual NFL game. And the craziest part? He was ready for it. During his post-game presser, Akers said he knew about the plan, even without a single rep at quarterback that week. O'Connell told him it might happen, so he kept a helmet ready with the communication speaker on standby. And of course, fate had to tease it. Wentz injured his shoulder mid-game. Luckily, he finished, but if he hadn't, Akers would have made NFL history. And fun fact, he's no stranger to the position. Back in high school, Akers played quarterback, throwing for more than 3,000 yards and rushing for over 2,000 in a single season. He was a 5-star recruit before switching to running back in college. Oh, and he even threw a touchdown in London. That 32-yard pass to Josh Oliver came on a trick play that left everyone watching in disbelief. Pure genius. It showed this team's creativity, guts, and confidence in the face of chaos. Honestly, that's what defines this squad. Even with limited depth, O'Connell finds creative answers. It's a mindset. Flip the script no matter what. Seeing the players laughing about it later in the locker room was priceless. The coach said the plan was just in case, but you can tell there's a loose, positive energy around this roster. That unity matters. When a team genuinely enjoys playing together, even the impossible starts to look doable. With McCarthy on his way back and Wentz healing, Akers will return to his normal role, but the takeaway is crystal clear. This team never quits. If needed, even a running back becomes a quarterback. That's the Minnesota Vikings identity. Resilient, unpredictable, and full of heart. Ever seen anything like that before? Drop a comment because what's ahead feels straight out of a movie. And in today's closing thought, we're tying it all together to understand what this wild week really meant for the Purple Faithful. After all that, you can feel it. Something shifting inside this team. Addison got called out and answered on the field. Darisaw battled through limits. McCarthy's ready to take back the reins, and the entire group has rediscovered the heartbeat of Defend the North. Even that wild London plan became a symbol of resilience. It's the Vikings being the Vikings. Emotion, chaos, and hope all rolled into one. And if this week taught us anything, it's that the heart of this team still beats strong. Drop a comment. This space belongs to everyone who lives and breathes Vikings Nation. Stay tuned. SKOL Vikings. Let's go.